Yes, guys, and welcome to session 46. This is going to be a personal favourite of mine. It's called Non-Growth Habits, my not to-do list. So you guys know I always like to be brutally honest and real with you guys. And first time I learned about this was about 7 or 8 years ago, when I was kind of hitting rock bottom again. But I've also had experiences this in recent times, and not just in the last 12 months, but also in the last 3 to 4 weeks, when there's days when I felt like I can't cope. There's days when everything was getting too much. And I think it's really important that you guys see that side of me, as well as the wins, as well as the content, as well as the success and the energy and everything else that I'm committed to bringing to you guys as long as I'm here. But I also kind of want you to know that I don't want you guys to think that I'm just that guy all the time and I can do that and I don't experience the negative emotions, because I do. And behind the scenes, going back across those 10 years, there were months and weeks when I came within £100 of missing payroll and not being able to pay any of my bills because of bad decisions that I made, be it over investing in mentors or ads, or renting a rather large house. Most of you will remember, just to show the world how big my dick was. The Range Rover and everything else in between. Thousands into my DJ career, production, the record label. And I made some big mistakes. I made some very big mistakes. There's been times when I've let my health slip. There's been times when I've gone back and had a blowout. There's been times when I've worked so hard that I got completely burnt out and exhausted and literally was forced to take 2 days off work because I made myself ill. And there's been times when I've questioned life itself. And I kind of wanted to share this week because I kind of want you guys to know that's normal. There's still times when I get feelings like, what is the point? What is the point of life? Where is this going? Nothing ever goes anywhere. And obviously my brain gets very bored very quickly if it's understimulated. So sometimes it's worse. But, those dark thoughts still creep in. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it and hopefully teach you some points that will help you understand where they often come from and why we can handle them and how we can handle them. So when we're feeling like that, oh, what's the point? I don't want to be here anymore. I've felt like that in the last month. I don't. Do you know what? If I didn't wake up tomorrow, I wouldn't actually be that bothered. In the moment, that's how intense it felt. Not to the level where it was, oh my God, yeah, I'm actually going to go and take action on that, but to the level where I've just disengaged with life. I'm just not bothered. I've had enough. And I think everybody feels like that at some point. Even the gurus that we all look up to, I think they will all have days like that. And I think it's really natural because, as I said, I don't think you can have sunshine without the storm. So I very often think it happens when, again, you guys may attach to this, but you feel like you're walking through mud. It's not that you're lazy and not doing anything. You feel like you're in quicksand, like you're sprinting in quicksand. Like you're literally running around at 100 miles an hour every single day. And it gets to the end of the 7 days in the week and you just feel like you've gone absolutely fucking nowhere. That's when I feel like that. I'm like, I've fucking grafted from 5 a.m. until probably 10 p.m. whilst being a parent and everything else in between, pretty much for 7 days on the trot or months sometimes, and just thought, what's the fucking point in that? I've gone nowhere. In fact, I've probably gone backwards slightly. And it comes down to two things. One, it comes down to the actions you're taking. And it also comes down to where you're placing your thoughts. So what are you focused on? Again, it's going back to the small wins training, which you need to go back to if you haven't watched it. It's one of the podcasts, because you're focusing in the wrong places. You're not focusing on where you have gone and what you have done. You're just focusing on where you haven't gone and how hard it felt. But also, we shouldn't be feeling like that. Like, if you're feeling that way, something needs to change, and it had to change for me. So you feel that everything's too much, everything's going wrong. Every time you gain some form of momentum, something knocks you off and knocks you sideways. You have setbacks. It might be a setback with your house, it might be a setback with your car, it might be a setback with your kids, and it just derails you. You're mentally exhausted, physically drained, emotionally done, and you back there. As I said, what's the point? What's the fucking point in life? Now, as I said, I've been there in the last 2 weeks. Total honesty and transparency as always. So, juggling childcare, Nat's mum going into hospital, which was the only source of childcare we had, losing holiday club, Logan's school going bankrupt, working full time, sometimes waking up to hundreds of messages, some of them not particularly positive, relentless filming and content schedule, multiple business events, flying to Ireland. I had to cancel one trip to Ireland, all on top of trying to be a dad and actually trying to have some form of life outside of that for me. And it gets too much. Overwhelmed, stretched, on the edge, miserable. And that's when you get to that breaking point when you're just like, what's the point? I've had enough. So we need to put things in place to stop that happening. So we have an alarm clock that stops us getting to that point, stops us getting to burnout, stops us getting to exhaustion. Because very often when we're sinking, rather than trying to step out, we just keep on digging. And then we keep sinking further and further and further. So very often as well, we'll then, when we're tired, we'll start slipping into victim mode. Again, go back and watch that episode, The Victim or The Warrior on the podcast. So I can't cope. It's all too much. Why do bad things always happen to me? Nobody supports me. Nobody understands me. Nobody gets me. What's the fucking point? I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to get a job. Business isn't working. Everyone rips me off. Blah, 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 blah. Straight into victim mindset. Everything is someone else's fault. And I just want to talk about everything that's bad in the world because deep down, I really just want someone to give me a hug. So you then become reactive. And you can become a bit of a twat if you're anything like me. So you argue for no reason, you procrastinate, you spiral, you sit watching TV for a couple of hours and then complain about not having any time. You stay up late and then moan about being tired in the morning. You engage in conversations that are well beneath you. You overreact. You cause animosity with people, generally just because you're looking for something to not feel the way you're feeling. So how do we shift this? And what was my game-changing realization 7 years ago? And what was my game-changing realization even in the last couple of weeks? The problem isn't what you need to do more of to get where you want to go. But that's what we think at the time. Keep pushing, push harder, more training, more business, more content, more everything. It's actually what you need to stop doing. And that's why this is called Dan Sullivan, I believe. Go read all of his books, by the way, they're amazing. Was the person who first created it and said it. He talks about non-growth habits, which I then turned into my not to-do list. So everyone has a to-do list, don't they? A never-ending to-do list that leads to complete overwhelm. Go back and watch the training on handling overwhelm. But who has a list of things not to do? Who wakes up and thinks, right, what can I remove from this week? We don't. We just keep adding things to it. We feel that way and we keep adding more things to the list and then complaining about being more stressed and more overwhelmed. Of course you fucking are. You just added more things to the list that you already can't cope with. So we need to think about what we need to stop doing, and that we can do that by building the not to do list. And trust me, this changed my life. And you have to be open to it though, because unless feeling that way and doing what you're doing is working for you, then change needs to happen. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So that first time when I reached complete burnout, I remember Laura was our national brand manager at the time. And I remember Laura saying, I don't know how you do what you do. And multiple other people saying it, like, how does Michael O'Regan, if you're watching, used to say it all the time. Like, how does he do what he does? Like, at the time I had music events, we had monthly events, we ran 7 events back to back straight out of lockdown. I was releasing pretty much a track every month. I had the record label, I had Freeman Fitness, I had Unbreakable, I had the events, I was going live nearly every day. I did the 28-day mindset course. I was going live for you guys nearly every day. And it was like, when's it going to end? But the reality was none of it was doing that well. Everything was just diluted because I was spread so thin. And I just keep going. You're not a quitter. Keep going. You're not a quitter. Delegate more. Keep going. You're not a quitter. But I was miserable and I was drowning and I had to stop. But I also wasn't being honest about why my energy was starting to get lower and lower. And the reality was, if you're feeling that way, sometimes you need to let go of some things that are dragging you down. Like, you can't do everything. Like, you can't play cricket, play rugby, go fishing, run a business, have a record label, run an events company, DJ all over the world, be a parent, and everything in between. It's too much for one life, and that's the reason why most people end up feeling that way. And even my like, this is a classic ADHD thing as well, but even my granddad used to say it. There was one point when I was playing county tennis, I was playing county cricket, and I was playing county rugby. And I was told, you need to pick one of those sports, or you're going to end up being jack of all trades, master of none. But I liked them all. I couldn't choose. Now I can do them all. Now I can do tennis. Tennis is more summer, rugby's more winter. So you have to have an awareness of how much one human can do in a week, but you also have to have an awareness of where you're spending your time and whether you're actually focusing on the things that are moving you forwards or not. Because some of the things I was focusing on definitely weren't moving me forwards. So today, I challenge you to create your very own not to-do list. I'm going to share mine. It had a lot of points on it. This is the one from 7 years ago. And it will hopefully guide you to do it. If you're on Mindset Mastery, you can email it to me for accountability. If you're on Unbreakable Elite, you can post it in our energetically motivational WhatsApp group. So do it if you're on Unbreakable. Post it in the group. Like, big respect for Julie for doing the wins training and posting her wins last night. Get it done. Stop hiding. So, what is killing your energy? You don't have those feelings and those thoughts when you're well rested, well fed, well exercised, mentally on fire, and your energy is a 10 out of 10. My energy has never ever been a 10 out of 10. And I've been, what's the fucking point? I don't want to be here anymore. Nothing ever works out for me. Everyone rips me off. I'm not clever enough. I'm never going to get there. That never happens when my energy is a 10. My partner this, my partner this, my partner that, my ex this, the kids this. That never happens when my energy is a 10. Generally, any form of negative energy or emotion towards any other human or situation never happens when my energy is a 10 out of 10. Those feelings only happen when you are fucking exhausted and burned out. So sort your energy first, and then you'll be able to handle it better. So again, you have to be honest about that. When your energy's low, it's normally because of 2 things. One, you're not planning, you procrastinate, and you're taking on too much, and it's often your palate. So it's what you're putting in your body. Junk food, alcohol, poor hydration, poor sleep, not doing what you said you would. So you start not trusting yourself, not showing up, staying up late, getting up late, wasting hours of your life on Netflix, scrolling on social media, you know, what you're putting in your mind. Your palate isn't just what you put in your mouth, it's what you're putting in your mind. So you might have started scrolling too much. You might have started watching crap on YouTube rather than watching things that teach you things. You might have started reading newspapers. You might have started watching the news. You might have somehow let someone back in your life who's a complete fucking oxygen thief and mood hoover. Something will have happened that's lowered your energy, which is why you feel the way you do. Again, only you know what it is. But most likely, it's definitely all of these things. You've simply taken on too much. You're saying yes to absolutely everything without even looking at your calendar. You're not planning effectively, and you're constantly getting distracted. And as you know, I love this phrase, because you don't have a bulletproof plan for your own day. You're becoming a walking fucking doorbell for everybody else's agenda. Lee, can you just do this? Lee, can you just do that? Lee, can you just do this? Lee, would you mind just doing? You have to learn to say no. Because if I said yes to every single one of them, I literally would have even less of a life. Lee, can we just do a call later? Lee, can we just do this? Lee, can we just do that? You have to be okay with saying no, but explaining why. I'm really sorry. I would love to do that with you. I'm already oversubscribed for the whole of July, but I really appreciate you for thinking of me. Thank you. And move on. So what will happen as well, you need to look at this from a bigger picture before we actually come on to the habits and the not to-do list. So this is why, again, you guys remember, I actually need to get one back. I don't know why I stopped. A big 12-month planner on the wall. So this is what happens is when someone says, oh, can you do this week? Or can you do this week? And you might be, yeah, that week's really clear. Not realizing that the whole next week you were already away and you already had things booked in the diary. So to then do extra things the week before was just going to do more and more on top of it. That's how I ended up in Ireland for 4 days and virtually getting off a plane, going straight to Wales to do the fan dance with you guys. Like, I virtually didn't get any work done in those full 7 days because it was really bad planning. There's no way those two things should have happened in that same period. So sometimes you need to look out at a bigger picture, because the other time when you start to feel that way is when you're not having any fun. You're not doing any fun experiences because you've just let work, life, and everything else decimate your diary to such a level that there isn't any time left for you. And even if there was, you wouldn't want to do anything because you'd be too tired. So how do we fix this? Because these trainings are not about watching this, listening to me and feeling inspired. They're about taking it away, implementing it, not just having the information, and moving your life forward as a result of it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to do a critical habit audit. Okay? Some of you won't want to do this because you'll be resistant to it, because it will expose you. Like it exposes me sometimes when my mentor asks me to do it. Like, honestly, and I can say this hand on heart, there's days when, fuck me. If someone said to me, hey up, Mr. Busy, just get a pen and paper out for me and just list to me what you've been doing since 6 o'clock this morning, it would be a fucking embarrassment. Yet I have the balls to sit there and talk about I don't have enough time, I'm overloaded, I'm already oversubscribed. Very often I'm not. I'm distracted. I'm focusing on the wrong things. Oh, I'll just watch a 1-hour video on carp fishing and how to set up a new rig when I'm moaning about the never-ending to-do list that I've got to do at work. Oh, I'll just go and book in a training session with someone on a Thursday afternoon that I don't have to commit to, just because essentially it'll be much more fun than sitting in the office. Oh, I'll just say yes to absolutely everything that's fun and then moan about not having any time to work. So we have to audit where we're spending our time. Like, I've trialed this over the years and I'm terrible at it sometimes, which is why I hope you understand it and it comes from an understanding standpoint. But not all of you, some of you are very exceptional elite level high performers, but I think most of us, including myself, if we actually wrote down right now in a room together, like we were like, what is it they do in court? I promise to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I've never been to court, so I wouldn't understand. But we honestly audited our time from Monday morning at 6 a.m. until Sunday night at 9 p.m. I can say honestly, hand on heart, mine for the last 7 days would have been a fucking joke. There's at least 5 hours of watching SEAL Team on Netflix in there. Probably another 5 hours watching meaningless shit on YouTube. Probably another 5 hours distracted by social media. Like, that's where you have to think what those 15 hours could have been spent on fun, on progress. But then what happens is, like, the things that you have to do then become really stressful because of the things that you haven't done when you should have been doing them. Does that make sense? So you'll have something like an example last week. So we had the content shoot in the gym from 12 until 4. That on its own wasn't a stressful thing. That became stressful because of the amount of things that I had to do around it, because I'd not done them earlier in the week when I had the opportunity, but I got distracted because I didn't feel like there was that much pressure on. So audit your time and be 100% honest. Because trust me on one thing, you are 100% committed to your current habits. I'll say that again. You are 100% committed to your current habits. Whatever your time schedule was last week, show me your habits, I'll show you your future. Show me what you do every week and I'll show you your future. Show me what you did just in the last 7 days and I'll explain to you exactly why you feel the way you do, be it good or bad. But whatever's in your, again, this is a brutal one, go down your bank statement. It will show you exactly what you committed to. Go and stand in the mirror, stark bollock naked. It will show you exactly what you committed to. Audit your time for the last 7 days. It will show you exactly what you committed to. And you're 100% committed to your current set of habits, which is why you do it. So ask yourself this question. This is what I call a world-class question. And we know questions are the steering wheel of the mind. If you want a better life, ask better questions. Knowing what I know now and how I've been feeling and what's been happening, what do I need to stop doing? Not what do I need to do more of, not where do I need to improve, not what else can I add to the never-ending list. What do I need to stop doing? Because more action isn't always the answer. Sometimes less is more. And sometimes success comes from subtraction, not from addition. So how about if I told you right now, this is a dream, isn't it? You can achieve 10 times more in life by doing less. Sounds like one of them fake fucking business mentor things. When they tell you can be a millionaire by working 4 hours per week. Yeah, you can't do that. They're full of shit. Just like you can't get ripped going to the gym for 30 minutes 3 times a week. It's still eating cake. But in this format, it's true. Because if you wrote all of those things down, and this is my not to-do list from my rock bottom year. All I had to do was remove these things, which I was spending a lot of time and money doing, and it completely skyrocketed my life. Are you ready? Lee's not to-do list from 2017, a rock bottom moment that year. Stop drinking at gigs. Stop taking drugs at gigs. Stop gambling. Stop making reckless financial investments. Stop staying up so late. Stop eating crap food. Stop procrastinating. Stop blaming and complaining. Stop skipping completing my weekly and daily planner. Stop saying yes to everything without even considering it. Stop lying, even to myself. Stop seeking easy options. Stop pressing snooze in the morning. Stop multitasking. Stop chasing flaky clients who can't be asked to check in. Stop checking your phone every 10 minutes. Stop replying to messages as soon as they come in. Stop giving your time and attention to people that aren't giving it to you. Stop taking things personally. Stop answering emails as soon as they come in. Stop doing shit DJ gigs for shit money because you know it's going to be a good party. That's it. That's a whole lot of shit that I removed overnight. And all of a sudden, from stopping doing those things and not doing anything more, everything, including my performance and my energy, went through the roof. So I want you to create yours. And be honest, as I said, if you're in Unbreakable Elite, share it in our WhatsApp group. If you're in Mindset Mastery, send me an email for accountability. I want to see how many of you are doing it. Because if not, you have a habit of listening to someone for this long and taking advice on someone who's been where you are and gets it and is probably feeling, you're probably feeling the way they felt. Yet when you're given the option to do the thing that helped me get out of it, you still choose not to do it. Probably because you're too busy, can't be bothered, or you don't have the balls to do it in the WhatsApp group. Again, it will move you forwards because it will create more of a memory, more of a neural connection than you just doing it yourself and then leaving it on a piece of paper. So ask yourself these questions as well. And then we're going to do a bit of a daily review task, and then we're also going to do a member challenge as always. So as I said, you're currently committed to your current set of habits. If you're not doing it regularly, you're not committed to it, whether it's good for you or not. So ask yourself these questions. What have you been committed to that's keeping you stuck? What habits are costing you time, energy, money, and progress? Because success and failure will both come down to your habitual behavior. So if you can take charge of your habits, then trust me, you can take charge of your life. So the daily review task, I want you to take out one big ass piece of paper or iPad and take a full week and list everything that you do. Everything from start to finish. From 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. 7 days a week. One, I bet there's a lot of hours in there that aren't being utilised. But two, once you've written everything down that you do, next to it, we put a GH or we put an NG. Is it a growth habit or is it a non-growth habit? I think you'll agree all of those things on my list were very much non-growth habits. I managed to remove 20 non-growth habits in 10 minutes of journaling. That's powerful, right? And other questions you can ask is every single thing you're doing once you've audited your time, does it move me forwards or does it move me backwards? Can it be delegated or removed? Do I love it or do it or I hate it? Do I love it or do I hate it? Is it necessary and urgent and important, or is it habitual? Then essentially also create a love and a hate list. If you want a happy life, guys, do more of what you love and less of what you hate. It's not always about trying to reach the next level by doing more. That's like chasing the white rabbit of success that will constantly run away. Because trust me, sometimes the secret is to do less, but do it better. To do less, but focus on what you love. Now, final message before I drop into the member challenge to leave you guys with. Everything that I discussed at the beginning might have sounded a little bit negative, a little bit depressing, a little bit like, you might have been like, oh, wow, that's really cool that he feels like that. I feel like that too. That makes it okay. And it does. As long as you don't live there, you can't experience happy without sad. You can't have fear. You can't have courage without fear. You can't have love without hate. There is always an opposite emotion. So you can't even have success without failure. No one ever succeeded without failing on the way. So I want you to understand that life's a fight, right? You've got to get in the ring. You've got to throw punches. And that means there's going to be days when you feel hit, you feel knocked out. But you'll never succeed without failure. You'll never succeed without disappointment. You'll never succeed without setbacks. Go back and watch last week's training on how to handle failure, setbacks, and disappointments. I think it's probably one of the most relevant trainings that I've ever done. It was taken off all of your guys' information from one of the live Q&As on a Thursday night. So go back and watch that one. Because essentially, if you're not facing these negative emotions, these feelings, these challenges, these setbacks, these disappointments, you're not in the ring. You're not even doing life. You're not playing the game. You don't even put your fucking gloves on, let alone thrown some punches and got hit. But respect that they're there, but also respect that they're a rumble strip, right? When you're feeling that way, you don't just keep on feeling that way. It's a wake the fuck up call. What happens when you hit a rumble strip at 90 miles an hour on a motorway? Wakes you the fuck up. Don't keep doing that because you're going to crash and die. These emotions are the same. So use negative emotions as an alarm clock to wake you up, not then just kind of drown in them and keep talking about them and let them grow. It's the wake up call to change, okay? Because as I said in previous weeks, you can't win a boxing match without getting punched. You just have to realize not to do that again, because if I step in that line of sight, I'm going to get hit again. So I need to get back up and learn how to not get hit, but accept the lesson of getting hit, because that's what life is. So, member challenge, your not to-do list. So, email it to me or post it in the WhatsApp group if you're on Unbreakable Elite. I guarantee each of you should have at least 20 things on that list. Then we can shrink it down a little bit, because we don't want to try and fix all those 20 things at once. That would be impossible. So, questions for you to journal out. What are 3 to 5 habits that are currently holding me back? What are 3 to 5 non-growth activities that I keep repeating? What are 3 to 5 non-growth thoughts that keep me mentally stuck? What am I currently committed to that no longer serves me? If you're frantically scribbling now, like I would be, these will be in the session notes, so don't worry. What's one thing that I need to stop doing immediately? And what growth habits can I double down on this week? So what, even shrink it down smaller? What are 2 things that I can stop doing immediately that will move me forwards? And what's 2 things that I can double down on that will rapidly move me forward? That in itself can be a life-changing journal and day. So let's grow by subtracting, not by adding more to an already overloaded life, because you don't need to do more very often. You just need to do less of the wrong stuff. So let's build your not to-do list, take control back of your energy, take control back of your time, and make sure we're focusing on the things that move us forwards and not falling back into the habits of doing the things that move us backwards because they're easy. And if you can nail this, it's a life-changing journaling moment and session, because I am essentially saying, hand on heart, if you do this right, I guarantee you, you will be able to do less to achieve more. You just need to stop doing the things that are holding you back, and they are the non-growth habits. Guys, I love you all. Have the best day.